Now let's talk about supporting your alma mater wherever you went to school. Sometimes they need your support whilst you're out. Don't forget that that is where you were trained. That is where you were given what you have today. Going back and supporting it is exactly what we're talking about this morning. Now we're talking about Prempeh College, one of the greatest schools in Ghana when it comes to education. And this morning, the 88-year group are here in the studio. They have gone back to give to where they were trained. And they will tell me exactly why they're doing that and what they're doing for the school. To my left is a member of the group, Isaac Maf. Isaac, welcome.
Thank you.
And thanks so much for joining me. And then to my right is Kwame Trams. He's also a member of the group. Kwame, good morning again. And thanks so much for joining me. And then Gabriel Engman is also another member of the 88-year group. Gabriel, good morning.
Good morning.
And thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining me. Prempeh College, one of the biggest schools. Let me start with you, Gabriel. Going back to where you started, it's exciting. But why have you gone back?
Well, we think that given the fact that our school did a lot for us, we felt that it's also good to do same for those that are there. And when we were there, we had quite a number of our alumni coming back to do a lot of projects for us. And we felt that it was good. We have this policy, or let me say this tradition, where after every 25 years, we have the particular group that completed 25 years, envisions a project, right, and then implements that project for the school. So that's basically it. In 2013, it got to our time.
The 88-year
group, and then we decided to embark on this water project.
Oh, okay. Kwame, so let's talk about the project. It's a water project.
Yes.
So then the idea is that the school has some challenges with water. How difficult is getting water on campus, and how would this project help the students who are there to get water?
Right, thank you very much. Water, indeed, they say, is life. And a sound mind and a sound body serves everybody well. And to be able to effectively study and perform well, you must have a sound mind. And a sound mind which is driven on a body that has had a good shower, listens well to the lectures, has a good drink, and is able to reproduce what he is also taught. Now, in Prempeh College, at the time we were given the opportunity to go in, the students, that is to say, had to trek several meters. In fact, it's about half a kilometer from the houses, the nearest house, to the school field, where they could easily get water. Water had become such a challenge to the extent that even in the bathrooms, you had the WCs almost filling up. And you can imagine what that would do for students.
Uncomfortable it is.
Students had to bath with cups of water, buckets of water that had been fetched long distances from the bathrooms. And that was truly hampering student progress. So when we got to our time to also give back to the school, we took a look at that as a very critical thing to do. So we did the hydrogeophysical examinations at two locations. The school field,
on the compound?
On the school's campus. One at a place called the Katanga school block, that is close to Freeman House, those of the viewers who know Prempeh College.
Right.
And the other at the school field. Now, the project was to first provide the water and pump it to a central
various
location.
Houses.
Yes, to pump it to the various houses. And that could only be done through the school central reservoir, which is up the school's tower bell, called the Appian Way. So what we did was, yes, we dug the borehole, pumped to the central reservoir, and now the school, the students, not only fetch the water from those far distances, they can stay in the comfort of their bathrooms or houses
and get water.
Right. It's flowing to all places in the school, including the pantry and everywhere.
Okay.
Yes.
Kwame, I'm grateful. Isaac, let me come to you. How did how did you put this project together? Of course, a project like you need funding, a lot more coordination in getting these funds. How was it done?
Well, after we left school, most of the guys, some went outside the country, some are in here. So when we decided to do that, the challenge was to identify where most of them are. Exactly. So we decided to set up, initially we set up a Facebook group, and then we realized that not everyone was on Facebook. So we set up a WhatsApp group as well. And eventually we had quite a number of them, and then the contribution started, and then
okay. So basically there were contributions from the year group.
Yeah.
There was nothing like sourcing for corporate support anywhere.
Well, initially we thought about that, but we realized that we benefited from the school, so it would be more advantageous for us trying. It was difficult. Some people donated twice and all that, but eventually we got the project all finished. Yeah.
Okay, Kwame says he wants to add something.
Yes, we actually took sponsorship letters to some corporate institutions. Unfortunately, it's just one of them,
responded.
That responded, and they gave us generously enough to support this. This is Ashcell Limited. It's the MTN agent in Kumasi. Yes, so they very much supported, even with the MiFis for the school's library and staff.
I see. Gabriel, so the year group has provided this. And you have done it. What about maintaining it, ensuring that the facility is running all the time? Do you still have a hand in it?
Well, yeah, the project is a very simple project. It involves a borehole that was drilled at 60 meters deep at the Katanga Hall, as my colleague indicated, and a very not too long pipe connection to the overhead tank. So basically, if anything is going to go wrong, then it just has to do with the pump. The pump, as we purchased, was not too expensive.
All right.
And I believe even the school could do that maintenance. However, the maintenance agreement, or let's say the maintenance practice with regards to boreholes, is not that expensive. You just need to do some periodic maintenance, and the school has a plumber that is well equipped to do that sort of work. Yeah. And I believe Ghana Water Company Limited assisted us in
getting
dislodging some of the existing pipes that were blocked. And they always at hand to lend that support to the school.
Okay. Let me take some word from Isaac before you wrap up. From Isaac, so from here, water project, what is next for the ADR group?
Well, we're looking at other areas where the school might benefit, and we're looking at meeting the students, organizing seminars for them, advising them as to how to find jobs after school and all that. So we're looking into a whole lot of things, because most of us are in places where we can influence the student in certain ways, and so that's exactly what we're
in their
about.
development.
Yeah.
All right, Kwame, your last words on this.
Right. Indeed, the group itself has in place some funds we intend to use in supporting for the next year. So it's not as if we've totally washed our hands
after
off.
This project.
After
there is more in the pipeline.
Yes, and the handing over is just tomorrow. On Saturday.
All right.
And all are invited to be there. Yes.
All right. Kwame Trams, Gabriel Engman, and Isaac Mafo are members of the ADL group of Prempeh College. Gentlemen, I'm grateful for your time this morning, and keep supporting your alma mater, your old school. All right. Thank you so much for joining us.